Hi, John. No, you don't actually change the anything to do with text formatting, styling. That's all done through style sheets. So you don't actually do any formatting in the page directly. The page just contains the HTML, the actual text, how it looks and how it appears in your browser. That's all done through a style sheet. So here's an example. Here's a piece of highlighted text where that sounds like you want to change. Well, how to find that? The best way is, and we use a web browser. Okay, and if you want to change the style of something, like say this title here, you want to figure out how to change that. Well, Dreamweaver doesn't actually supply you a method of doing it directly in the page any longer. It used to, right? All you can do now is you can select something and you can change the formatting from to none, paragraph, or heading. And that's the only options Dreamweaver actually gives you now. If you want to style your headings and your paragraph and your links, you actually have to do that through a style sheet. But you see that? See how I've changed this from a heading 4 or heading 3, right? You can actually change that, right, to different tags. But those are the only options that Dreamweaver gives you now. Now, what does that mean? It means you can either work with the CSS tool, right? Your CSS tool in Dreamweaver. I don't even have a it's a little bit more advanced. I'm not going to take you into that right now because there's tutorials and whatnot right in the Dreamweaver help system right here that talk about using a CSS panel. But I'm going to show you directly how I go about it. Is I open up a page, I select the text I want. Say if I want this piece of text, I want to know how is that formatted. How do I change the size or the color? Well, I use a thing called, I use the web browser Firefox. You can do this in Chrome or Firefox. Select your text or whatever it is you're trying to do and just inspect element with Firebug or inspect element. And a little panel will pop up, and basically this is where it tells you about all the CSS, and this is where it gets a little bit more detailed. But the headings, for example, right here, that shows me that the heading 1, 2, 3, and 4, it's the font family of Open Sans, font weight. It shows me where the font sizes are, and it tells me what style sheet they're located in. Okay. Now to change the hyperlink color, we'll inspect this. It says, okay, so there's something with a color. You can hover over it, and it says Bootstrap 276. So basically, if you want to change the hyperlink color, you go to your site, your styles folder, and then bootstrap.css, and we're gonna go down to line 276. Okay, and there it is right there. That's the color that you want to change right there. Now to change a color in Dreamweaver, boom, just do that, right? And what I did there was you just sort of remove the existing color till you get to your cursor's blinking up against the R, hit the semicolon, and then color, and then go pick a new color, or use the little widgety thing here, to create a new color, right? And that's sort of how you get the color picker, or you type the color in directly if you know the hex value. For example, FF1234, that is the color of red. Okay, and then you're done. Right, but that's how you go about changing colors and whatnot and styles within Dreamweaver now. Dreamweaver doesn't actually give you, in the newer versions, it doesn't give you a direct input, but you can do something else, which may be easy. I don't use this very often, but you can use your CSS styles. So basically you go to Windows CSS styles, and you can double click on something here, and it should give you the style. Like, make sure you switch over to current, right? And it'll give you the different styles of what you have selected, and the font family or the font weight, or you can change things around here to some degree. I don't use this very much myself, but you can sort of scroll through and read up a little bit about it, right? The only thing is with something like a link like that, it you have to play around with it. There's the color right there, okay, and what you can actually do here is, you might find it easier, like where I showed you here, is you can sort of select a color and then you can go and modify it directly like that, and it'll actually update the style sheet for you. So that's a little trick that might help out. But